Welcome to Guided Spirit Conversations. I'm your host, Marla Goldberg. This podcast has been created with you in mind to acquaint you with some of the most incredible metaphysicians and spiritual leaders from around the globe who have helped others change their lives. In this interactive hour, you will be offered insights and techniques to help you make a difference in your life. Don't forget to subscribe to the show on your favorite listening platform. And here we go, on to the show. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm Marla Goldberg, and I'm so happy to be here with you. It feels like it's been months instead of a week, but here I am, and I am so excited to have Leon Levstik with us. Leon, his passion and joy about life, walking in 100% light, made him step into his true purpose on this planet as a powerful light worker, master of holistic healing, spiritual teacher, medium, and inventor. As a carrier of wisdom, love, and light, Leon will support you with all his strength and compassion to reconnect you with who you really are and find your deep inner self. He is fulfilling one of his true heart's desires by guiding people for deep spiritual transformation at the most sacred places on the earth, which include Bosnia, Egypt, and India. Leon lives and works at Manas Holistic Center in, you're going to help me with this name, in Slovenia, and Visoko, Bosnia, near the Bosnian pyramids. Welcome, Leon.
Hi all. Hi Marla, and thank you for having me here.
I am so looking forward to it. I wanted you have such an interesting background, and you do these incredible retreats that I want to learn more about, and I want our listeners to learn more about. But let's talk about your journey first. How did you step on this path for spiritual enlightenment, healing, so you could help others and heal them, or help them heal themselves, I should say?
Yeah, I don't know what 10 years ago, when I was 10, probably around that age, some family friends had some back issues, and they asked me to massage them. I did. So that's how everything started, because they felt a lot better back there. And for 10-year-old child, for massaging her back, this is something, nothing about. And they were feeling better. Their back pains were gone, and things like this, and let's say 10, 20 years of massaging backs of my friends and knees and things like that. I met my wife. She's my teacher. She's my guidance. She's my rock. She's my everything. And she taught me, remembered me, pushed me to my limits and beyond. And here we are.
So here we are. There's a lot of limits that you push through, from what it seems like.
Yes.
So when did you start learning the techniques that you use on your clients?
Basically, almost the moment I met my wife. But this is called Sanyo Method. It combines 144 different healing methods, and this is impossible to learn in one life.
Okay, so you were healing in past lives, which is not unusual.
No, what I can remember, let's say 1/3 of my lives, I was a healer.
Nice. How many past life transition? Oh my God, I can't even talk. Have you gone through?
Oh, I
PLRs,
let's put it this way. The short galactic cycle, it's around 500 million earthly years.
Wow. You
So
are an
the
old
no
soul.
no 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 the long one, it's 5 million short cycles, and I can't remember how many cycles the long ones I'm alive.
Wow, that's a lot of cycles.
Yeah.
So, so you became this healer. How did your practice progress? Because you've gone into so many different things in regards to what you use, how you use them. You're now doing retreats, which we'll talk about. We'll talk about the 3D to 5D workshop that you're doing.
Yeah.
But I'm trying. I want to give the background to the audience.
Well, as I started my spiritual journey, my, let's say, my remembering came back slowly. This is, let's say, painful process. Painful in a sense that you need to remember your dark sides, deal with that, deal with all the pain that you caused, and that's painful for
Yes.
me. Uh, so that we, me, uh, will never ever do these mistakes again.
And that's part of being on this path. When you
Yeah,
ascend and
exactly.
you enlighten, you
You need to,
realize.
yeah, you need to realize your dark side and your light side, and you need to put them when you know your limitations on both sides, what you're capable of. Then you know your arithmetic middle. That's the, let's say, 100% light path, the path of Buddha, path of Jesus, path of Muhammad, Moses, all of them. You know,
Fascinating.
yeah.
We have a question. How did your wife push you to the limits, and what does that look like?
Oh, she pushed the right buttons.
Obviously, you
Mostly,
married her.
yeah,
Come on.
mostly ultimatums on my on her behalf, and unfortunately for me, you know, humans are we are spoiled goods.
We're spoiled goods as humans.
Yeah, yeah.
Explain that, please.
Well, like, you know, having a power. So money spoil people. It's same thing. Same thing with power, with powers, with knowledge. It's an ego. Don't forget that. So you
No.
need to polish that.
So you said knowledge. Let's address knowledge for a second. When you
Uh,
say that, I don't think you're meaning total knowledge, because what you and I are doing and what we possess takes knowledge, and it comes from, yes, remembering, but also being educated in our
yeah,
present human form.
yeah.
I don't think there's
Uh,
too much of that, is there? Ego,
uh,
yes, and knowledge, maybe not so much.
no, yes, because if you remember all the knowledge from past lives, so imagine we're not living, let's say, 100 years, but we live 10,000 in one lifetime. What kind of knowledge in not even remembering the past lives you accumulate?
Yes,
And then when we incarnate, we don't remember anything,
correct.
basically. But this is unique to humans. So in other forms, when we did reincarnate in different forms, sorry, in different avatars, different suits,
Hmm.
we remembered all past lives. So you add to that knowledge, you add new knowledge,
Yes.
and that's easy to uh, misuse.
Well, that has to do with ego, right? And
Of
taking
course.
yeah. So Chandel is asking, how did she combine 144 methods of healing art?
Well, remembering them all.
So it's about remembering from the past lives and
Yeah.
incorporating them into the current.
Yeah.
Well, we as humans, and I wonder if our memories are erased from past lives for the reason of ego, and maybe if you're coming in a different dimension, as a different planetary being, you remember because your ego doesn't take control the way the human ego does, or does it?
It does control me, but I have tendency to recognize it pretty fast. So when you recognize it, you can act upon it. So you can try to limit itself, limit your ego. Then when you have time, talk to it like a person, explain. This is the way I do it anyway. Explain what's wrong, or why this path that ego wants to go, it's not the right path, then, but the path of, I don't know, whatever needs to be done.
So when you're working with a client
Yeah.
and they come in, what is the process of your intake and then determining what you're going to do on that individual?
First is, let's say, the interview. So determining what is actually wrong with that person. So all the, let's say, medical condition, examine that. So this is, let's say, physical part. Then
Yes.
all the mental state, the emotional state, and all the states of all our bodies. So emotional, physical, mental, and astral bodies, and all combination of that. And then you take in consideration the patterns from these lives, from this life, the past lives, the karma, and everything together, and you put in, let's say, this diagnostic mix. And then you, okay, and you see what needs to be done with all the energies that are not flowing right, all 13 energy systems. So in that path, in considering all these possibilities, so let's say it takes me usually 45 minutes to an hour, then I do the therapy, the first one anyway. Then I know what exactly he or she needs to have, what kind of therapy, how long, how intense, and I'll always check myself. Am I doing it right? Is everything all right with that person? So can he take it? Can I push it a little bit more? Because all the healing I'm doing, it's not just physical healing of, let's say, a tumor.
Mm-hmm.
That's just transformation of those cells to be happy. Because tumors are the cells that don't want to die, and they live longer than they should. And immune system start to attack them, and then you have the problem.
Interesting. So Chandel is asking, and that's what you guys do. And then she says, she's asking, how does someone who does not have the money but wants to reach that space, they can't afford your support or your retreats, but want to remember and combine all lifetimes to super exceed this one?
Well, this is the question that goes into the other part. As you said before, we will explore workshops I do. So this goes to that part. So retreats are, let's say, one-time supercharge event. You get a big push, then you need time to process everything. With workshops, you get monthly push, and uh, and you have support with a group talking about the problems each or everyone in the group have, and whatever problems they're having. We do the meditations, the not regular one, but let's say working one. Working one. So, it's transitional, it's DNA changing transformational meditations.
Are your workshops in person or are they remote?
Both.
Okay. When you say both, you have both totally 100% remote
Yes.
workshops and then you have the ones that are in
100%.
person.
And probably will some have hybrids. So at least once a year we will get together to whatever sacred places, probably in Bosnia, at the pyramids, and then we'll do, let's say, some sort of retreat or recapture of a year of workshop, do there, and let's say emphasize everything that they learn and make a big push towards a new goal.
So you have two workshops you're promoting right now. One of them
Yes.
is from 3D to 5D, and then
Yes.
the other one is raising consciousness.
This is the same stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You know, basically the same stuff. Raising consciousness is like uh, one of workshops for whatever title it may be. But transformational workshops, 3D to 5D, they're monthly basis for closed groups.
Okay. So for the listening audience who may not be aware what it means to transition from 3D to 5D, can you give some information about that?
Um, okay. How to explain that? Okay. As you know, Earth is this planet we're living on is alive.
Yes.
It's not a rock.
Yeah.
It's alive. It's a being. So she decided. It's called Gaia Unoa. That's
Yes.
her name, and she decided that it's time that she needs to go into higher dimensions. So she will do that with or without us. She doesn't need us. We do need her.
Yes.
So this is the workshop. So getting from 3D from fifth dimension to fifth dimension is a process that we need to do alone by ourselves. The problem is not many people are capable of doing that. So to teach people how to do that, uh, let's say uh, there's a very nice Arabic word, sirat. It means a bridge. We need
Hmm.
to we need to cross that bridge alone. Once upon a time, you could cross that bridge sacrificing others. So this is the sacrificing once upon a time, where the food was scarce, sacrificing something valuable to you, to your family, like a lamb, a sheep, or a cow. That was significant sacrifice. So nowadays, that food is not scarce. You can get it almost in every corner. You just need to, let's say, make an effort to acquire it. That sacrifice is not longer valid. So we need to go and we need to cross that bridge from third dimension to at least higher fourth dimension by ourselves. And
Why would individuals want to do that though, Leon?
or if you want, you will be left behind. So let's say the creator of everything and everything that exists loves us all equally. All that are not
Yes.
so enlightened and those that are, let's say, uh, in absence of light,
Yes.
not so good ones. Uh, so not to destroy them, because if you're left behind and not able to cross that bridge, you will be uh, erased as a soul, as an energy, as a being, not just physical body. So because she, it loves us all equally, he created holographic Earth. So space safe for those that cannot make that transition and need more time and have different lessons to learn. So basically, so this holographic Earth, as you know, when you print something, it's flat
Yes.
Earth. So when the process of separation, this holographic Earth and real Earth Gaia is finished in around 200 years. So we are in the process of separation, right? This is all natural disasters will happen and are already started to happen. You know, the Turkey, the everything that's happening already. When the process is ended, all beings that decided to go with the light, that's approximately 25, only 25% of current population, will stay on Earth and will disappear for on holographic Earth.
Okay.
And those that will stay on holographic Earth will die for us. We will experience death as physical death.
Yes.
And this transition will happen basically in three mass, as far as I have information. That might not be accurate or can change. This transition will happen in general in three waves. So in each wave, people will die and people will disappear.
Okay.
So
give me, I need to go to a question because Chandela is asking, she's very interested. She says, but is it possible if the person has no money to do it alone or to begin the process, or are we forever lost to wonder? Or does someone have to up level to get to you?
many teachers out there, spiritual teachers, and every teacher has its own, let's say, staircase to cater. You have, let's put it super simplified, it's oversimplified, but to understand that everyone can understand. Kindergarten teacher can teach small children. Then you have primary school, grades in between. Then you have, let's say, college, university, and so on. And you have teachers that teach professors at university.
Yes.
So everyone has its own population of clientele, for that matter. But if someone has no money, well, let it put it this way: energy needs to be exchanged. Period. So it can be in money, work, whatever. If someone wants to have teachings with me, that means that he or she is at least at the professor state. Can be a sleeper, but still high frequency, not necessarily high consciousness, but high frequency. So those people are not without money. If there are, they're doing extremely something wrong.
Okay.
So then if they don't have enough money, but have money, it's matter of priorities. And everything can be talked about. You know, money can be exchanged at later time, but time cannot be sorry, not the time spending learning cannot be done backwards for history, you know. Some always can bring money in 2, 3, 5 years, whatever. But time spending 3, 4, 5 years, that cannot be undone or to be done postponed.
So if I'm hearing this correctly, I understand the exchange of energy. You know, if someone's teaching you, you need to in one respect or another, be able to contribute back to the exchange.
Yeah,
Quid
exactly.
pro quo, so to speak.
Yeah,
And the way we do it as humans is you want a service,
the easiest
you pay for
ways,
the service.
easiest way is easiest way you can basically you can do with service, with help, with whatever. Food is money, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
Everything, yeah, everything can be talked about and settled about, as long we are in fair condition. So that, let's put it this way: I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for energy exchange. This is for the person that is receiving all the help, because if he or she doesn't, let's say, compensate this in one way or another, all the teaching, all the learning is in vain. So
Well, they don't invest in themselves in whatever
exactly,
capacity it is. There's got to be an investment.
yes,
That's my feeling anyway, and I'm glad you're agreeing with it, because it's what I have found when I started out on this path. Like, I would do complimentary sessions for people,
yeah,
and they were interested, but guess what? They didn't take it as seriously as
exactly,
someone who has to pay for.
and make an effort for it.
Yeah, yes, and make an effort, and then they take it a little more seriously and say, oh, okay. So when you give a suggestion or you're telling them what you're hearing, the guidance, they don't just sort of like blow it off like, well, I didn't pay for it, it doesn't mean anything. It's like, I paid for this, this is valuable information to me.
Exactly,
And you
and
go from there.
they proved that years ago. They had the same study. It was pre pre-recorded, so all three groups had the same information, same energy, same everything. One was for free, the other group was cheap, the other was super expensive. Guess who got the most out of it?
I would say
Most,
the
the
more
most
expensive
expensive.
one. Yeah.
Yes,
And I agree with that, because people are really, they're sacrificed. Not everybody, but a lot of people sacrifice things to save the money up to take the classes that are necessary,
exactly.
or to pay the healer that they want to have work done on you.
Yeah, it's same is with healing. Even I have a client that she's in late 70s. I'm not expecting from her to change her life,
Right.
but I am helping her. She's vaccinated, and I'm not even addressing that. Just let's say healing her knees that she can walk easier, things like that. And we talk about a lot of stuff in between. And she's super happy because she's seeing results. And funny thing is, she's on pension, in retirement, and she doesn't have she doesn't have much money, and she's paying same amount as her daughter. Uh, but guess who is getting out more?
She is
Yeah,
the 70-year-old
yeah,
client.
yeah,
Yeah, because it means more too. It's like,
yeah,
that's why people who've come from depression era, the money, the contribution to whatever they're doing means more, because they've struggled more to accumulate it.
yeah. And the problem is, uh, let's put it this way: in US, this is very obvious from people that are in in America for like families from early settlers, basically, because they had really tough life,
Yes,
and uh, it's hard to see, it's hard to find let's say old school American that is not working hard, actually too hard, because they're they have tendency to forget about themselves, their
Yes.
health. So they accumulate all these, not even wealth, physical stuff, a house, a car, or whatever. And when it's time to retire, they're not able to enjoy all those goodies because their health deteriorated that much.
Yes.
In Europe, we have usually, let's say, about 60 to 70%. It's more uh, not so much working attitude towards work. Yeah, you do your best, but you don't overstretch yourself.
You're not working 80 hours a week on an
Yeah,
average. Where
40,
Americans
period.
do this. Yeah.
40, 45, maybe CEO like 60-ish, and that's it.
But they have more responsibility. Their fingers
Yeah,
are like spread to more
yeah,
pots if
yeah,
you're in a C-suite position
yeah.
or you're a
But
business owner.
yeah, and usually if you let's say both parents work 40 hours in semi decent job,
Hmm.
uh, it's enough to support uh, at least one child to to live modestly, but and even have at least 1 week of vacation per year to go somewhere. In US, that's not the case.
No, it's not the case.
And vacation here in Europe, it's paid usually.
Nice. Well, if you're an hourly employee, obviously, or you're a contractor, nobody
Yeah,
pays for your vacation but
yeah,
you. If you're hired by someone, you do get vacation days, but they start with only 1 week, which is technically 5 days
yeah. In
in these
Slovenia,
states.
yeah, in Slovenia we have 5 working days. So if you take a vacation, it's 5 working days plus a weekend.
Exactly.
In Germany, it's 7 days because you're obligated to, if needed, work on Sunday and Saturdays also.
Interesting. I didn't realize Germany had more of a work week. I mean, work are
Well,
more like
they
the
are still
United
in
States
war.
that way.
They are still in war in
Yeah,
World War II because uh, it's the only trace of the old kingdom is in old ledgers, land books. The
interesting.
only where everything else it's a company, but that's another story.
We're going somewhere else.
Yeah.
Well, Chandel is writing again asking, what is the purpose of Earth? They call it Earth School. So it's to reach the remembering of all lifetimes, and the true nature of Earth School is for us to forget our past lives, to make that much more of a fun game, question mark, or a challenge. Or did something outside of us, of Earth, do something to our DNA to forget?
Oh, that's deep question. It needs a
It
longer
is a
answer.
deep question.
Yeah. Okay, let's start with the first. The Earth is like
It's a planet, it's part of our solar system.
yeah, but this is just in physical realm.
Yes,
In and locally looking in solar system. If
yes,
you look at a little bit bigger in galaxy and in universe and omniverse, maybe uh, Earth is like a window in a shop when you display everything you have. Because Earth is super unique. It's the only planet with such diversity. You have planets that is everything from rubies, everything from diamonds, everything from in green in emeralds, in whatever crystals we have, from gold, from silver, from it's very colorful at the same time, but it's in some sort very dull, you know. beings are, let's say, in they're green. If there's, let's say, emerald uh, planet, or if they're gold, their blood, they look like us, basically almost the same, but their blood, they look like they were painted with gold, and their blood is gold. Their rivers and water, it's gold. So it's very one element, but here we have everything.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a fun system. So what is the purpose of Earth? Earth is like yeah, uh, shop window to show the universe what we have here. That was the original purpose. Then let's say Earthlians, Earth people, beings that actually were born here, not incarnated here, um, have some trouble going uh, in higher dimensions. So creator uh, called all the specialists to help, and we came. But
Okay.
no one, but no one read the fine print that we will forget, and we did forget who we are, where we came from, and then to protect us, alter ego was created. Then free will, and from ego, the alter ego was created. So the alter ego is let's say the bad part of ego. The healthy part is like it's protecting us, uh, that we're not walking around like angels, open-hearted, totally. So because we won't last 3 months.
This is Earth School, and
Yeah,
so from my teachings, from what I've been taught, Earth School. We've come down to Earth School because it is one of the most difficult places to live the life that you're in this human form.
yeah,
That you've got all these things reflecting in you that you need to work through and heal. And the reason we don't remember, because if we remembered our past lives and what we did, it would influence what we're doing, what we have
yeah.
to go through, and the challenges we need to heal from and work through, and so we can get on the other side of that and live the life that we're divinely meant to live.
Exactly. But I would say the problem is our free will, because God gave us free will to save us, because
Yes.
everything went down south. I don't know how long ago, but it did. So to prevent annihilation of almost everything, God gave us free will, so we can choose. We still went south, but now we have an option
Yes.
to choose not to go with the darkness, with the less option of light, so with less light. So if we choose more light, more and more and more light, so when we're opening more doors with more candles inside, we see there is more and more brightness inside.
Yes.
And the our purpose is to remember, let's say, our purpose from beings that came here from other systems, other planets, other universes, to help humans, is we need to remember who we are, and where are we coming from, what are our star names. When we have those information, we can ask uh, our planets, our system, to help us, and we will receive help. Doesn't matter what we did uh, so many lives before destroying them. Usually we did. Um, so whatever we did in the past, that was forgiven, but there are sanctions for some of us. Um, so I can't go back to my planet, unfortunately. Too many mistakes.
Okay.
So yeah, it's still bubbling. It
It's a
was really,
it's a process. But
yeah,
here's the thing, Shandell, from my perspective, whatever we learn here, we will take with us to the other side of the veil.
exactly,
We're not going to necessarily remember it when we're incarnated again, because it will get in the way of our learning in the next life we choose. But at a certain point, for example, if you're a healer, you're a healer, and you've been a healer in past lives. I've been a healer in past lives. I've
yes,
been a shaman. I've been a pharaoh. Yeah, pharaoh, who would study underneath the pyramids. They would have a special metaphysical library. Um,
yeah,
but I had to remember. And sometimes you need help remembering through the specialists, the people like Leon or myself, that or other psychic mediums, to help you remember who you were, so that you can get on the path and heal those challenges you agreed to take on, so that you can
exactly,
live the best life you can live.
exactly.
So I hope that answered your question, Chandel, from both Leon and myself.
Yeah,
Um, let's see. What other questions? Oh, before we go ask another question, it's charity shout out time. And so I know you're like, I don't have many, but you have your own not for profit called Manas.
yeah, it's called. It's a society. We are organized as society, and our mission is to promote holistic way of living. So I have a huge shout out to them, to us, basically. Uh, I'm here now. Uh,
Is that in
in
Bosnia or Slovenia?
and it's in Slovenia,
Okay.
in Ljubljana. I live here in the center. Uh, and here you see I work, especially in here.
Okay. So you do
Uh,
take your work home with you.
yeah, just one floor up. Uh, because my flat is bad. It's a bit small, and too much is going on with the animals I have. So here is calm. No
It's your
one is
peaceful
here.
place.
Yeah, it's peaceful. Anyway, we're uh, working for people recognize this is the way humanity should be. In small communities, helping each other, be self-sufficient in every possible way.
Well, that's the way it used to be, right? When
Yeah,
when it did, the phrase comes, "It takes a village," because
yeah,
villagers, they became family, and everybody
yeah,
would watch out for everybody else's well-being,
yeah,
and they weren't trying to hurt them or take from them or
exactly.
trample them. They wanted to see everybody raise, and they want the child. They took everybody's child, and
Yeah,
everybody parented the child. They were never
exactly,
without parents.
exactly. And this you can find still in small villages in Africa, in Saharan, sub-Saharan, tropical, in rainforests of Americas, in tribes, everywhere.
Yes. Absolutely, tribes. I want to go to your retreats and the Bosnian pyramids. I didn't even
Yes.
know there were pyramids in Bosnia, which shame on me, but I did not know till reading your information.
Well, let's put it this way. They prove that their pyramid at least 30,000 years old.
Wow.
That means that all the history that is written is wrong. That means that Darwin theory of human and development is not accurate enough. That means whole a lot of problems. So
Okay.
every science aspect of our past, from construction to physics to whatever, uh, doesn't hold water anymore.
Yes.
So all the history need to be rewritten. So everything we know about pyramids in Egypt, it's wrong. Everything we know about for Olmecs, Mayas, Incas, Asian civilizations is wrong, because this proof everything that we are far older civilization that we can imagine.
So you're saying that the way people recorded, because they would record on the walls, in
Yes,
their perception, you're saying is inaccurate.
yes,
Um, but it's perception. Isn't someone's
exactly.
perception their reality?
It's like in war. History is written by the winners. Same thing. You can. They're still saying that the pyramids in Egypt are tombs. That's not true. They proved that it's not, that they're not tombs. They never found any uh, any mummy in any tomb, in any sarcophagus. None, not even in one.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. All the bodies that were mummified were found in, at least for kings and queens, in Valley of Kings and Valley of Queens. All of them.
That's
Every single
fascinating.
every single pharaoh or queen they were found there.
They were found there,
Yes.
but not other people who might have a high ranking.
Also, some high-ranking officials and priests, but not that many.
Okay.
They had their own valleys, their own chambers of burial. So, yeah,
That's fascinating. And so let's talk about your retreats. When you go to India or Egypt or Bosnia, yeah, are you staying at a hotel? Is it a center? And then how do your classes go, your time together go? I shouldn't call them classes, but your time together. Like, do you
yeah.
start with meditation and then do this and then go there? And
Basically, in Bosnia is model for everything else except India and Egypt, uh, because distance there is that much greater. So basically, in Bosnia, we are staying in apartments in Visoko because there are not many hotels in Visoko, and
okay,
those there are, let's say, they're not worthy.
okay,
Uh, and the catch is we're staying in, usually I have my own house there, but all the attendees, they're staying in 2 or 3 apartments in same building, or even in same villa. So
okay,
everything is together. They're cleaning their karma between themselves and everything. It's very intense event. So basically, we have a welcome dinner and farewell lunch, depending who. But this is the arrival day and departure day. So usually, I have full 7 days retreat plus arrival and departure. So usually we have 2 events per day, but morning, let's say pre-noon meditation and afternoon. But this
okay,
is not the normal meditation. This is there in sacred places, in tunnels, on top of the pyramids. We talk about in between whatever problems are occurring, and everything is just upload, 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 upload. And sometimes, if the people are okay, the attendees, and they're very, let's say, really good conducting, everything coming through, there is no or much ego, then we have one day off.
okay.
Uh, to accumulate everything, to allow to bit a rest, to have a break in between. If not, I'm pushing a little bit more.
So it can be a very intense
It is.
learning experience, expansion experience, I should
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. When we went to Egypt in 2017, I believe, uh, I had a client from Hawaii that called me 1 year after. Okay, now is the first day of my life when I came back that I felt it's done installing everything that was uploaded in 10 days.
Wow.
She needed a year.
Is that average? I mean, is that like most people need that kind of time to
No,
assimilate?
just a second. I think my computer have some issues with my.
No worries.
No, it lost power. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Okay, so I know I just asked you a question, but we only have a couple minutes left, Leon.
Okay, no problem.
I would like, no, let me finish. I would like you to share anything that you'd like to share in this period of time that I haven't asked you about. So if there's something I missed asking you, please share it with our listening audiences, what you want to get out.
That's a tough question because we covered the workshops, the healing, the retreats, uh, basically everything. How
What
I
about a tip to
came.
living a happy life? How do
Yeah,
you,
that's another tip. Okay, I know where you're going. Okay, uh, one one advice for everyone, because I know we are living very hectic, very intense lives these days. Everything is happening so fast, and it's very difficult to relax, to unplug. There's a super simple way to do that, to unplug our brain. So when you're unplugged, when you stress free, body can heal.
nice.
So to get stress free, imagine very vividly, very intensely, as much as possible, probably something from a childhood that were actually stress free. No worries, no nothing, just careless, enjoying the moment. Wherever that is, it can be at the seaside, lakes, at the lake, river, forests, meadows, wherever, doesn't matter where. As long, and the catch is to feel that moment with all details as much as possible. So if you're in the meadow, all the grass and the winds and the smell and the roses, how how they look like, all the insects, all the sounds, everything, the details. As they say, devil is in the details.
Yes.
And the catch is, and the catch, the point of this is to overwhelm our brain processing power, so it cannot think anything else. It's impossible for the brain to think because it's so overwhelmed with this experience.
Which is positive and and
Yeah,
and,
and it's stress
and
free.
fun and stress free. Yes.
So if you do this, let's say twice a day for a month, this will get brain will start to relax. You will start to thinking, okay, I'm in the meadows. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. I'm relaxing. I'm relaxing. Oh, nice, nice, nice. And your brain will start to shut off all the stress. Your immune system won't be in the stress, won't be stressed anymore because it's in relax. Yes, you may have infection, you may have whatever toxins in your body, but it will get the at least for that moment, you do not need to work. It's everything. It's okay.
Wonderful.
Same is with your brain. And if you do it long enough, let's say for months, for or maybe for half a year, this will become a trigger. You will just think about it. Ooh, stress levels will come down.
Nice. And
And
when
you
your
do,
stress levels are down, you'll receive more.
yeah,
No,
and your immune system works normally, and your digestion works normally, and you're getting actually hydrated from the water you're drinking, not just flowing through. Uh, Things like this, everything starts to become almost normal.
I like that. Thank you so much, Leon. What a
No
great way
problem.
to end with that beautiful exercise to allow
Exactly.
people to relax and, then be able to bring more of what they want into their life because they don't have the stress blocking it.
Exactly.
I so appreciate your time. I know there's a time difference. I know there was a little technical stuff, but I'm so
Uh,
grateful for everything you've talked
yeah.
about today. Thank you.
Sorry for being late. I was thinking it was at 7, not at 6, my time.
You are fine. Thank you.
Yeah,
And I
could be
want to
better.
thank you. It's all good. Thank you. And Bridget,
Okay.
thank you for all you do, getting the show up and running and helping me the way you do. Right arm, left arm. I don't know what I would do without you. To you, the listening audience, thank you for taking time out of your day, out of your life to be a part of this show. If you're not able to watch the live version, please we will upload to your favorite listening platform. Um, there was something else I wanted to tell the listening audiences.
Next,
Oh,
the next.
if you like the show, like it. If you subscribe to it and review it, love to hear your thoughts. Check out Leon's information about the retreat and all of his sites on our blog because we will have everything uploaded, including his charitable organization, which is the Manas Center, Holistic Center. Also, next week, our guest is Lisa Silverman. Lisa is a psychic medium. She balances energy balancing, chakra energy. She does chakra healing, spiritual intuitive coaching, oracle reading, house clearing, house healing, and feng shui. So please tune in next Thursday as Lisa's my guest. As I leave you, as always, I send you love, blessings, and gratitude. Know how grateful I am that you're in my life in whatever capacity you're in it. For you are not just my student, you are my teacher. I'm not just a teacher, I'm your student. And before I leave you, I'm going to say these 3 words to you. I love you. You are loved. Not just by me, not just by family and friends, but you have so many beings on the other side of the veil who absolutely love and adore you and who are cheering you on for the other side. But here's the ticket. You need to ask for what you need, want, and desire because they don't have the free will to just step in to help you. And they watch you struggle and they want to help you. So ask for what you need. The second part of that statement is be open to how the information comes because it's not necessarily linear. You're not just going to hear your answer in your ear. You may, but not necessarily. You may find it in a song, a passage in a book, or a poem. And you'll see a movie and you'll hear a statement, and it's the answer you're looking for. So please be open. I look forward to seeing you next week. And until then, have the most amazing week. For those who celebrate Memorial Day, have a fun and safe holiday weekend. And I'll see you next week. Take care.